isn't that special? That's the name of this video. And it's so very appropriate. It's like, oh, that fat bald tattoo guy was right the whole time. So let's point out some interesting facts here. Okay, let's be Sherlock Holmes. Actually, you could be Helen Keller and figure this one out. I got linked to a few videos over the past few days, including one that was released today. I think it's by some place up in Canada called the Camera Store. They were out and about reviewing the Fuji X-T2. And, you know, it's a decent review. It's not about their review of the X-T2. It's about the fact that they were using a Sony A6300 to film it. And, let me see. They said, actually two different parts of the video, they said, we had to stop using the 6300 Sony because it kept overheating all the time. And then further on in the video, they said something, I can't remember the exact words, they said, we just couldn't use it because it was just I can't remember if they said it was crashing all the time due to overheating, or something to the effect that basically it was just, I'm going to say it in my own words, they basically said something to the effect, not these exact words, that basically the camera was drooling and twitching on itself from overheating all the time. And they were in New York City. New York City is not too very close to the southern equator, and it's not that hot up there, even in summertime. Let me get to something here before you draw any conclusions, because we got three different. I'm going to draw a really important conclusion here. I'm going to let you make up your own mind, okay? They were filming 4K video with their Fuji X-T2. This is not Fuji X-T2, it's X-T1. And they made the statement, and I have only had my hands on the Fuji X-T2 from a traveling rep for a few minutes. Basically a few minutes. They did 4K video filming with the Fuji X-T2, and they stated outright that it did not come close to overheating. Nope, nope. But listen, I'm going to mention three different YouTube photography people. These are some of the top three as far as subscribers. The other one is some guy named, I think his name Ted Forbes. And his video was done like 72 hours ago. And then a husband and wife team. You know who I'm referring to. And I'm in agreement with them on this, okay? I'm going to quote him. Listen, the point is that get this point. This is the important point. Sony, hey, check it out, Sony. Within 72 hours, one, two, three, of the top three YouTube photography review people all said the same thing about the Sony A6300. The one team people that they released a video today talking about comparing a bunch of different cameras, and let me give an exact quote. The A7R2 and the A6300 are overheating regularly, exact quote, overheating regularly and screwing up our shots. And they said they're not going to use them anymore for video work. Overheating regularly and screwing up our shots. You know, I'm obviously not as polite as some people, but that's kind of like a polite way of saying this stuff sucks. And then another guy, I believe it's called The Art of Photography or something like that. Somebody pointed. Actually, a lot of people linked me to his video. And I don't go watching other photography channel videos. I don't want to watch them. But if a bunch of people are like, oh my god, you got to go watch this. So I went to go watch his video from like 2 or 3 days ago. And he basically, in his video, you know, he loves Sony really good and everything. And midway through the video, he basically says Sony or his products are unfinished. In other words, this is a really polite way of saying someone half-assed it. You know, it's kind of like, it's good enough, it's finished. Let's go to production with it. And always talking about the camera overheating. So now I don't care what you think about me and my attacks on Sony, but let me ask you, let me ask you a question, as they say. When you have three of the top three YouTube photography people all saying the same thing. One says, we're not going to use this stuff anymore because it's overheating regularly and screwing up our shots. And then another person, which has a huge subscriber base, huge fan base, and the guy's like, these products are just not finished out that well. And he keeps saying they're overheating. And another person who uploaded the video today on the X-T2, and said, we can't film the video review of the X-T2 on our A6300 because it's overheating all the time. And later on in the video said we just had to stop, filming. And they were doing a video review of the Fuji X-T2 in New York City. And I know it's middle of July, but it ain't too hot up in New York City. And, we're not talking about Miami, Florida, baby, where it's hot. We're talking about New York City, where it can get hot, but it's not hot there right now. Of course, I don't know exactly when they filmed it, but so my conclusion would be that within a 72-hour period of time, we got 3 different YouTube gear reviewers. Okay, whatever you think of them, whatever I think of them is irrelevant. You know what I think of some of them. Yeah. When they're all saying the same, this thing's overheating, man, we can't use this thing anymore. This thing's screwing up our shots. Another guy's like, I love Sony, but this thing's messing up all the time. And then the camera store review says we can't use it anymore. It's overheating all the time. It's screwing up all the time. Yeah. Well, what's your conclusion on that? You see, these people are a lot more polite than I am. If I were using it and it was doing that, I was like, man, this product's a piece of junk. I'm not, I don't recommend it to you at all. By the way, I've heard of many reviews of where the actual camera is overheating in regular photography use, not video, but in photography. There's even video documentary of that I've seen that was from a few months ago. Now, one of these groups of people, of the 3, was flown to Miami. I think it was Miami. And, I guess it's all expenses paid to, like, test out the Sony A6300. And, these are the people now that are saying that it's overheating regularly and screwing up our shots. We can't use them anymore. And they said that about the A6300 and the A7R too. Well, isn't that special? Yeah, so. Well, what, why don't you tell me what you think? Well, what do you think? Let me see. So, this isn't my statements. These are the statements of 3 of the top YouTube gear photography people. Within a 72-hour period of time, 72 hours, you got 3 different channels saying the exact same thing about the exact same damn camera. This thing's overheating. It's not reliable. This thing's overheating. It's screwing up our shots. We can't film the video on this thing. It's overheating. It's screwing up. Yeah. Oh, what's your conclusion on that one? Huh? Did you draw a different conclusion than I do about that one? Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Okay? Thanks. And these are the nice people. I'm not so nice. I wouldn't say something like that. I'd say something a little bit more gritty. A little bit more, salty. Yeah, that's what some people have called me. They said, he's salty. I would have said something more salty. I would have said, this is a piece of junk. Bye.